I'm coming at you with something serious today, because something's been getting me heated. There's been a recent Smash Brothers trend on YouTube where people like to predict what the next Smash roster is going to be. There's a lot of people that think there's going to be a deluxe edition of Smash Ultimate, and then there's another camp of people who think that the next Smash game is going to be like the roster but cut in half. They get rid of about half the characters, and that's what the trend is. People like making videos about what if Smash Bros had 40 characters, and that's the video that a lot of people have done. I watched the one by Relax recently because I was curious what this gentleman would think about the next Smash game, what they perceived in their head of what Nintendo would do with the series. And I gotta say, with all these videos that people are making about this, they are so wrong. Also, I feel like it's just not correct with like half the things they say. I don't think Nintendo would ever do that. My main problem with these videos is that a lot of people like to take the perspective that Nintendo only uses Smash Bros as a marketing ploy to get people to buy other games of theirs, which is true sometimes. It is kind of true sometimes, but I do not think that the Smash Brothers series is inherently that. I think this is Masahiro Sakurai's baby girl. And that's the perspective that I'm coming in with it. I think we're going to treat it like it's a baby girl. Because there's just, like, at the end of the day, it's not Nintendo who gets to call all the shots. They just approve or disapprove of what Sakurai's doing. Like, I think Sakurai would treat this game a lot more as his own project rather than something that Nintendo's forcing him to do. But my main problem with these things is I'm going to come at it from a competitive player too. And I'm going to come at this as, like, a competitive game. Even though Smash isn't inherently a competitive game, there's a large competitive scene for it, and you get where I'm coming from. There's just some things that are such staples to the series that Sakurai has made for years. There are some things that are irremovable from Smash Brothers, and people like to act like Nintendo would remove Fox from Smash. Come on. Can we be real for like 2 seconds? There's no Smash game without Fox. That he is the Smash Brothers character. That's the entire thing. That's the entire thing that frustrates me about this, because these YouTubers will look at the Smash roster and be like, "Oh, Fox isn't relevant anymore. Oh, we don't need Zero Suit Samus. Why are you cutting out the actual like fan favorite, most played characters from the game?" Like, that's just stupid to me. It's crazy. So I'm gonna do my rendition of what characters are staying in Smash. I'm gonna go down the roster and I'm gonna tell you which characters could or could not be cut, and I'm going to try to make an actual, like, good fighting game. I'm going to try to make a good game that people would actually want to play. And I'm going to keep in mind that the game still has to sell units, so some fan favorite characters or some solid third parties we're going to probably keep too. Alright, let's do the thing now. Alright, we'll start off easy. We'll start off with Mario. We'll just go down to Mii Gunner, and that's the plan. So my whole thing with this is that none of the original 12 is going to get cut. People like to say that Jigglypuff's going to get cut. People like to say that Ness or Fox are going to get cut. But the original 12 has always stayed in the game no matter what. They've never been cut. I don't think Smash 6 they're going to decide to randomly cut one of these beloved characters, because these are the Smash Brothers. This is it. This is what the game is, you know? These are the most probably important characters in the entire roster, is these 12 characters on the top row. Other than Dark Samus. Dark Samus is not coming back in my world. She is not, whatever it is. We do not need Dark Samus in the game at all. Pretty simple. So we got 12 characters to start out with. Also, I'm going to try to keep around 40, but if it goes over 40, I'm not going to cry and shit my pants. We're just going to keep it how it is. We're going to cut it in half, pretty much. That's what I'm looking at. And there's 90 characters. I'll leave myself like 45 to work with. Peach is fine. Daisy is no need for. So this is probably the only Smash game she'll ever be in. And honestly, I'm surprised Daisy made it into the game in the first place. Because I remember when Smash Ultimate was released, it was like, 6 years ago, which is crazy. But I was in high school, and one of my friends at the time told me that Daisy's going to be in the next Smash Brothers, because he watched the Direct before I did, and I didn't believe him. I was like, they would never do that. They did for some reason, and I don't get why. I love Daisy, but I can't play her because she plays exactly the same as Peach, and I can't play Peach for anything. Ice Climbers and Bowser, too iconic to cut. Sheik, honestly, she might get cut, but she's so iconic to Smash Bros, especially because she's a high to top tier in every game except for Brawl. She is like one of the quintessential Smash Bros Ultimate competitive characters. And I'm going to do a little marking. I'll do like this for characters that absolutely can't get cut just because of how prominent they are in competitive play. Like these, maybe not competitive, but like either iconic or like these are the characters you think of when you think of Smash Brothers. You think of Sheik, you think of Fox, you think of Falcon. These are like, you know, Smash Brothers characters, to me at least. Zelda, I want to cut so bad, but I can't. Dr. Mario and Pichu both have similar characters to them. They don't need to be here. Falco has to stay though. Falco is, again, I'm going to put the pink dot because he is iconic to Smash Bros. At this point. He is an iconic character that can't be removed. Same thing with Marth. Marth has to stay. Even if he isn't relevant to anything anymore, he is another character. When you think of Smash, you think of Marth. That is just a fact of the matter. But Lucina and Young Link, both could get cut, and I don't think anyone would really care. Yeah, I don't think anyone would care, to be honest. Because Lucina and Marth both have pretty low play rates just because of how boring they are. I think Marth is really fun, but he's just ass in this game, so it's hard to really want to play him. Young Link's also really fucking cool. I think Young Link's fucking awesome, but I just couldn't see him making it back for another Smash game. Mewtwo and Ganon are both iconic. Now, we got the Roy or Chrom issue here. Chrom obviously can go. But Roy, again, he is a staple competitive Smash Brothers character because he is like easily one of the coolest characters in Smash Ultimate, and I think that's pretty universal. It's very easy to cheer for Roy. I think a lot of people love Roy, playing him casually or competitively. When I say casually, I mean Elite Smash casually. I don't mean like items on casually. Because he's a competitive character, honestly. He was built for competition. Mr. Game & Watch has to stay. Very iconic to the Smash Bros. Series. He's a Smash Bros. Character at this point, you know, much like Falcon is. Like, they exist for Smash Bros. Meta Knight, really fucking cool. Again, another character. I love his design so much, but he's another character when you think about Smash Bros. You think about Meta Knight. Pit and Dark Pit. This is my first controversial take. They don't need to be in the game at all. For two reasons. One, Kid Icarus is not a relevant series to anything going on with Nintendo anymore. And then two, they have a cooler character in their series, Palutena, who gets a lot of play. She's a very competitively viable character. And the Pits, honestly, Pit in every Smash game he's been in is a pretty useless character. You never see him being played competitively, except as like a niche secondary for, you know, a top player. And no one plays them, and fighting them's horrible. They're really annoying characters. They're like the wackest mid-tier of them all. Honestly, in the entire game of Smash Ultimate, Pit is my least favorite character to fight. I really don't like him. ZSS, iconic to Smash Bros. Same thing with Wario. These are two like long-term, mostly ZSS, but Wario's been top tier in 2 different Smash games. But these are 2 like iconic characters to competitive Smash, and they cannot go anywhere, like no matter what. So with the pink ones, I would say if you had to cut like all the characters except for like maybe 10, the 10 characters with pink dots on them, they need to be around. Snake needs to be around, to be honest. I love Ike. I think Ike's fucking awesome. He is one of my mains in this game, but I gotta say that we don't really need him. We don't really need him for anything, honestly, because there's other sword characters that do like similar things, and you can just play them. But like Ike is a relatively unique character. He's just not very like special. Like to the competitive game, he is unique. No other character plays like him. But you know, when you take a step back and look at it from like maybe a more casual fan's perspective, there's like almost no point in him being there. Diddy Kong and Pokemon Trainer, they need to stay. And I'm putting the pink dot on Diddy Kong. That's a black dot. Diddy Kong is iconic to competitive Smash. Like he has been top tier in every game that he's been in, which is ridiculous. He's one of those characters that is never bad, and he always gets a lot of screen time and a lot of play. Pokemon Trainer is also just fucking awesome. Based on design, one of the coolest characters in the game, just based on how they programmed that guy. He's really sick. Lucas, really don't need Lucas. We have Ness, don't need Lucas. It's one or the other. And honestly, Lucas gets so much less competitive play than Ness. And also Lucas is way less fun to play than Ness. So it's as simple as that. Just kind of an empty slot that's easy to put down there. Sonic's iconic. Honestly, DDD could go. DDD could go. But I'm going to leave him around for a little bit. People like to say that in these games it's like, oh, we need more heavyweights, we need more villains. I don't really care about that. I want like an interestingly designed character, and I think DDD is kind of devoid of interesting design. He's really basic and kind of lame, but we'll keep him around because he's iconic. Olimar has to stay. He's the only Pikmin representation, and we don't really need another Pikmin rep, but Olimar can stay around. Lucario. Really do not need Lucario. Every single Smash game he's in, he's like low tier to like mid-tier at best, and no one plays him. Literally no one. No, you know, he doesn't really get that much use. Rob, he's Game and Watch tier. He's iconic to Smash. He's been here too long to remove, and also he's my main, so we have to keep him around. Toon Link, that's an easy one. Keeping it simple. We really don't need any of the clones. And even though Toon Link plays a little bit differently than the other Links, he's a lot more floaty. He has different combos, different moves, but just kind of useless. It's weird looking at this character select screen and seeing 3 different kinds of Link to like start out with. I know we've been getting used to it for the past 6 years, but that's all I needed. After I'm done with all the other Links other than the main one. Even though I think Young Link's the coolest one, I'd rather him over Adult Link. I think Adult Link is pretty boring and annoying to fight compared to Young Link, but that's just me. Wolf is competitively iconic. He is so fucking cool, and he's only become that way in this game just because he's just one of the coolest characters in the game. He's so cool, so simple, so raw, and probably pretty easy to design. This is going to be another controversial one. Once we get to the bottom half of the list, you're going to understand where I'm coming from this, but Villager needs to go. And I think Animal Crossing is one of the biggest series that Nintendo has right now, especially because women love it for some reason. But, you know, wait until I get to Isabelle, and then we'll have a conversation about this again. Mega Man honestly could go. Not really relevant anymore. He's kind of just there as like a retro character representative at this point. But I'm going to keep him around because of how unique he is. Wii Fit is like massively, maybe not hated, but like unplayed. No one really plays her. And honestly, Rosalina could probably leave too. Even though she's a really unique character, she fills that slot of the 2 characters in one thing. Because you control Luma, you control Rosa. And I think Rosa's fucking awesome. I think she's badass actually. I'd love to keep her around, but we gotta get rid of people. We gotta get rid of people. It's, you know, it's part of the show here, part of the necessity. And honestly, if she wasn't in the next Smash game, I think people would miss her a lot, but I don't think she needs to. I don't think she needs to be there. Little Mac is too unique, and also the only Punch-Out representative. And I don't love Little Mac. I don't love his design. I think it kind of sucks. I think he's like programmed, or like maybe not programmed bad, but like the philosophy for Little Mac is just whack. It's just whack as fuck. The way they balanced him is weird. You know, that's where I stand. But Little Mac, only Punch-Out rep, we got to keep him around. Greninja, useless Pokemon. Greninja and Lucario are those 2 useless Pokemon that just don't need to be in the game at all, to be honest. No one plays them, no one likes playing against them. Palutena, I'm going to give her that pink dot. She is iconic at this point. She is a staple of competitive Smash Ultimate. And, you know, I think my thing is that Pit and Dark Pit, they are so boring and so useless, no one plays them. Palutena played a lot. She, you know, she's iconic at this point just because of her Smash Bros. Representation in Ultimate. They made her really cool. Not like the coolest design ever because she's just kind of a Nair robot. But other than that, like, I don't know. I think she's pretty iconic to Smash at this point. And also she's way more fun for people to play than either of the Pits. Like, Palutena has a really broad representation. You know, a lot of people play this character. And she's really not that boring. So, you know, we'll keep her around. Pac-Man, Robin, Shulk. Okay, I'm gonna do a massacre right now. Get ready for this. We don't need Robin. We don't need Shulk. We don't need Bowser Jr. We don't need Duck Hunt. So Robin, already too much Fire Emblem. He plays uniquely, but Awakening was a long time ago, and Nintendo isn't worried about that game anymore. So they could replace him very easily. And we already have like a mage-esque character that actually can do combos with Ness. Robin feels like Ness without any of the cool stuff. You know, without any of the fun involved. That's how Robin feels to me. It's like a mix between Ike and Ness. That's how I feel about Robin. So he or she can go. Shulk, this is gonna be a case of the Pits and Villager, where I actually think the other characters that are from their same home series represent their games way better than he does. Shulk's pretty outdated now. No one really would know who they are, because pretty sure Xenoblade 2 sold a lot better than Xenoblade 1 to begin with. That may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Like, I know people that played Xenoblade 2. I don't know anyone that played Xenoblade 1. So, yeah, Shulk could go. And I don't think anyone would have any problems with that, especially because he's annoying as hell. And not a lot of people play him. Bowser Jr. Too many Bowsers. Simple as that. And even though he plays uniquely, he's the only mech character in the game. Too many Bowsers, so he can go. And Duck Hunt is unplayed and unenjoyable. You know, that's the common theme with the characters I'm removing. But if no one plays them and no one likes playing against them, what's the point of keeping them around? Like, straight up, I'm trying to make a good fighting game here. I'm not worried about representation unless it's like literally the only person from a certain game series, like maybe Little Mac or something like that. Ryu can stay, but Ken, honestly, I wish he could stay, but he could go. I don't really like fighting against either of these characters. I think it's pretty toxic, their playstyle. But Ryu's iconic to gaming. He should be in the game. You know, simple as that. Cloud's fucking awesome. Everyone loves Cloud. You know, honestly, in the past 2 Smash games, Cloud's become one of those Smash Brothers All-Stars. Maybe the pink is for All-Star, but you know, that's how it is. Corrin. We do not need Corrin. Again, too much Fire Emblem. You only need so much of that, to be honest. Bayonetta can stay, and I'm going to give her the pink dot because she's been high tier in the past 2 Smash games, and she's so iconic from Smash 4 because she was disgustingly broken. But, you know, one of those things. She's a, you know, Smash Brothers staple at this point. And Inkling has to stay because it's the only Splatoon character, and Nintendo cares about Splatoon right now. Ridley gotta stay because he's cool as hell. Not really a lot of people playing him, but no one really minds playing against him. I don't think anyone minds Ridley being in the game. He's pretty quintessential to Metroid 2. He's one of the only Metroid characters that you could put in Smash Brothers that would make sense. You can't think of a lot of Metroid characters to begin with, to be honest, and you can't think of a lot of them that would fit in Smash Bros, but Ridley fits so well. He's that like heavyweight villain archetype that I was talking about that people say we need more of, and he's not even heavyweight, so, you know, that's something to talk about. That's a game design thing, is what it is. Simon and Richter can go. This is only for old people. Only old people care about these characters, and I'm not old. So, honestly, don't really see a point in having them here. Also, no one likes fighting them. You know, they're annoying as hell. They're, again, one of those, they're like Pei and Dark Pei. They're just annoying ass mid-tiers. No need. King K. Rool is pretty rad. I wish they redesigned him. I don't really like what they did with him, where, like, he just sucks ass unless he kills you at, like, 30. But that's just an Ultimate thing. Like, Ultimate's game philosophy is that with the characters that have bad mobility, we're gonna make them kill you at, like, sub 70 to, like, balance that out. And I don't really like that. I'm not really a fan of that, honestly. I'd rather just have, like, a more mobile heavyweight. But, you know, I don't really get a say in that. But I want King K. Rool back in the game anyways. Isabelle is a way better representation of Animal Crossing than Villager, because Villager isn't actually a real character from Animal Crossing. They're just the representation of you. They're supposed to represent who you are in the Animal Crossing series. So Isabelle, she can stay around. I don't have any problems with her. She sucks. No one plays her, but she's iconic, so, you know, she got to be in the next Smash game. Incineroar can probably go. Am I just getting rid of? Oh no, I have Pikachu and Pokemon Trainer. Yeah, Incineroar, you know, they're another flavor of the month Pokemon, and that flavor is expired. We don't really need Incineroar. He was a really cool character. People really like him, but just no need to have him in the game. Plant, this is the easiest one. This is a stupid joke character. I bet the next game might have a stupid joke character, but if you're gonna have a goofy goober be a character, you might as well pick somebody that isn't a Mario character, just because we already have so many Mario characters, and I don't think we need more Mario characters, especially if you're gonna waste the joke character slot on a Mario character. We just don't need any of that. Joker's great. I hate Joker. Like, I hate fighting him. I think his design's annoying as hell. But we shall put the pink dot on him because MKLeo is a real human breathing being. Hero, I think his design's really cool, but I don't need him here. Especially as like an American, I don't know a single person that cares about Dragon Quest. I really don't. I don't know anyone who's playing that, which is unfortunate. I like Hero a lot. He's a not annoying mid tier, I'd say. But even though he's designed to be annoying, but he's really not that bad. Also, we don't have any good heroes in our region, so, you know, I'm not worried about him at all, to be honest. But yeah, just kind of a unnecessary character for a Nintendo All-Star based fighting game. Same thing goes with Banjo and Terry. We don't really need these guys because Banjo is like really irrelevant. He's another character that's meant for old people, and Terry is a fighting game character that is just more than obnoxious. And he's not like obnoxious, but even though he's intricate like Ken and Ryu, even though I'd argue that Ken and Ryu are pretty easy characters to play as, Terry's even easier somehow, which is a very low bar. They somehow made Ken and Ryu easier, which is crazy to me. But yeah, I didn't know who Terry was until he was in Smash Bros, so there's no point in keeping him around. He's not super recognizable. Byleth, I'm gonna get rid of him. Yeah, but we don't really need Byleth, especially because everyone hated that he was in the game to begin with. But also, I think I'm removing a lot of Fire Emblem characters. I'm not really leaving a lot left. But my whole thing is that, like, you don't really need a lot of these Fire Emblem characters because they're kind of old. And by the time, you know, Smash 6 comes out, they're probably going to have a new Fire Emblem game that they're going to be wanting to push on people. You know, they're going to want to push the new character onto people. They're not going to really be worried about Corrin, Byleth, Lucina, you know, Robin, whatever. Min Min has to stay. I think she's really cool. She's really fun to play as. Some people really hate playing against her, but to those people, I'd argue just get a secondary Rob and you'll never worry about Min Min again. Just play Meta Knight or... Oh, fuck it. Hold on. Yeah, but to people who hate on Min Min, literally just pick up Rob or Meta Knight and you'll never worry about a Min Min in your bracket path again. And also, I think she's cool as hell. I'd love to have Min Min in the next Smash game. This is my Smash game that I'm making. Steve has to stay because he's really, you know, just... There's nothing really particularly interesting about watching competitive Steve, to be honest. But if they balanced him better, maybe made his walls a lot easier to break, he would be a cool character, I think. And maybe removed some of the stupid things he has. Because he has a lot of stupid things that the character doesn't really need. Like the jabbing Fox to death. We don't really need that. The up tilt ladders, you can probably make his up tilt send farther. And it's not really something Steves are going to have to worry about. Just make him a shitter mid tier. And then no one's going to, you know, worry about Steve. But he's, like, iconic. He's from a game series that deserves to get represented in Smash Bros. We'll keep him around. Sephiroth is badass. You keep Sephiroth around. One of the coolest characters in Ultimate. Honestly, I'd argue I'd give him Pink Dot. Not because he's iconic to, like, Smash competitively. Like, you don't really think of competitive Smash. You don't think of Sephiroth. But I think he's just, I think he's up there with these guys. I think he's one of the coolest design competitive characters in the game. Except for the fact that when you play competitively as Sephiroth, you objectively have to play lame. That sucks. But it's okay. Yeah, I know. I like playing as him on Elite Smash. Maybe I shouldn't give him the Pink Dot, honestly. It's not really that important to any of this. Flip side of that, though, Pyramithra. She deserves this. This pink little dot I'm giving her. She's iconic to competitive Smash Ultimate. She's one of the most played characters. She's one of the most played characters, especially by top players. And she's way cooler. Infinitely cooler than Shulk. She has so much... People complain about Pyramithra and say she's boring. I don't get it. Like, people, you know, they say, like, I want a fast sword character. And then a fast sword character comes out and they're like, no, this stinks. Dude, it's a cool character. Let's agree. Pyramithra is pretty raw. And you may not agree with me, but that's okay. I think she's really cool. Kazuya. Do not need Kazuya. Tekken is already Tekken. You don't need a Tekken representation in this. And honestly, like he'd be cool to keep around as the Tekken character. I don't think that's like the worst thing in the world. But people really don't like him, so he's an easy cut to make. And Sora, honestly, I hate his design. His design is so ass, but I'd keep him around because he's pretty iconic. All the Miis can go. We don't need any of these guys. The Miis aren't important to society. And also, it's like the anti-character. Like, I think people just get annoyed fighting the Miis just because they think in their head, like, wow, you had 80 characters to choose from and you chose the characters that don't exist. You chose the characters that are just fake characters, that have shitter moves, that are just clones of other characters. Like, everything about the Miis is just, like, kind of lame, kind of cringe. Don't need them. Don't need them in the game. So this is my roster. This is it. This is what I think the next Smash game should look like. I'm gonna count how many characters I have. If I have over 45, we'll work something out. We'll get rid of a couple of them. All right, I have 51 characters left. We have to get rid of 6. This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough for me. All right, who do we cut? I'm having a hard time cutting any of these characters. When I do something like this, it makes me realize that Sakurai is probably gonna want to keep as many characters as he can in the game. Just because it kind of feels wrong going to the next Smash game and not seeing more than what was previously there. Not that there has to be more than 80 characters, because I don't want that to begin with. But I'm just saying, like, you know, it'd be rough. It'd be rough for sure. Honestly, I might keep the list like this. How many Pokemon do we have? We have Mewtwo, Pikachu, and Pokemon Trainer, and Jigglypuff. That is a perfect representation of Pokemon. Alright, honestly, this is my list. I'm not really willing to cut any of these characters because they're too cool. They're too fun. But this is what I hope the next Smash game looks like. I hope this is the roster. I hope they don't cut Min Min. I hope they don't cut Pyramithra. I hope they do cut Shulk and Villager in the pits. I feel like my philosophy is pretty badass. I think it's really cool keeping Palutena and getting rid of Pin Dark Pit. I think it's cool to keep Isabelle, getting rid of Villager. Because honestly, like, I don't think it's that important to have the main character from a series or a franchise in Smash Bros. When you have a cooler character that is equally as recognizable. Like, I don't think there's much recognizable about Pin Dark Pit, and I don't think Palutena is that recognizable either. But I think Palutena has a lot more of an audience than Pin Dark Pit do. It's as simple as that. But yeah, this is my list. I hope you guys enjoyed the list. I hope you guys make your own list. And I hope it's worse than mine, because this one's goated, dude. You can't do any better than this. This is what Smash Bros. Should be looking like to begin with. Thank you for watching. Wait, hold on, I'll do green. Subscribe. I want to do more videos on this channel that are a lot more casual like this, because I don't know, I love Smash, but I don't think Smash is super conducive of having a large audience, to be honest. I don't think it's good to pigeonhole myself creatively, but I will say on Donkey Dark, I'm free as a bird. I just upload anything, I record anything, whatever I'm thinking about, whatever I'm feeling, whatever I think other people would want to watch. That's the kind of stuff I do on Donkey Dark. It's a lot like I do like more like, I don't want to say YouTube drama, but I've been doing a little bit more of that recently. But I want to do like just things I find fascinating. I'm doing a couple videos about dating soon. I'm doing a video about smoking weed soon. Gaming and Donkey SSB Nation.